people have such a deep fascination with celebrities, but they also have like a deep fascination with like taking those celebrities down.
Yeah.
Kids are creating who the celebrities are.
But it's not exactly power to the people where we're voting for these people.
We saved democracy, and it sucks.
Watching them like kick each other's ass and like rip each other's spines out. Like,
are you sure you want to hack the FBI mainframe?
Like to make just a single match of this show must have taken so much time and effort, and I'm like, but for that?
Make America break stuff again.
We have a guest tonight. We have with us Jed Dion, who is a regular and a mainstay within Western Mass local music. He is also the
413
hype.
He is also the host of the Talking Records podcast.
Shout out Talking Records podcast.
Which both Matt and I have had the privilege of being on in the past. And
that's right.
We're happy to have you here tonight.
Yeah, when you talk about ska bands, I'll be on.
All the time. Well, thanks for that introduction.
All the time.
We'll talk about which bands are and aren't ska.
There's a notable dearth of ska bands on your podcast.
I think we're starting to establish what ska is. Yeah. Well, Shoehorn was a different ska artist.
Emphasis on
So what are we doing? What are we on?
What are we talking about, boys?
Today we're going to talk about a show that was on MTV in the late 90s, that was...
The late 19th century?
Yeah, 20th century.
The late 20th century?
Yes.
Fox
News.
Yes, just post-Civil War it came out, and then it was called Celebrity Deathmatch,
CDM,
which was a show that I think, given all of our discussion about it pre-recording, we all think is pretty fucking stupid. I think that was part of its intention. I think
100%.
I think it didn't intend to be as bad as it is, but but basically it was a claymation fight. It was kind of like Mortal Kombat. You know what it reminded me of? Remember that game Clay Fighter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. It was like Clay Fighter with celebrities.
That was a great game.
It was.
Yeah, that was like, it was
like one of the first games that had like vocals like in the intro. Like
Yep.
it was people singing.
Yeah, and for the time on the consoles, the graphics were fucking sick. And it was all like clay. It was like rendered as claymation, and it was like Mortal Kombat but claymation. But it kind of, and that probably came out a little before that, so I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the inspiration for it. But it was on MTV all the time. It came on. I don't remember what it came on after, but it was like.
It was nighttime, right?
Yeah, it was just on after stuff you were watching, or you'd flip channel, but it was always on. It was one of those shows where, like, I wasn't, like, putting the VCR in and setting, like, the timer for it or whatever, but I was like, oh, yeah, this is fun.
It was MTV too.
It just felt like it was always on.
I think it moved to MTV too. I
It
think it started on MTV.
Oh, dude, I totally forgot about MTV2. It was just because, like, you had to have one of those cable boxes that could now get access to all those other channels and shit. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
That was MTV. That was MTV rebooting itself at that point, where everyone's complaining like you don't show any music videos anymore unless Carson Daly's talking about them, and they're like, "Oh, you're right, our bad. We'll make another MTV channel, and this one's just gonna be videos." And then that one turned into even more reality.
Yeah, but you're
TV
only playing
bullshit.
pop music. They're like, all right, MTV Black,
Like
and this one's only metal. You know, they had like a bunch of different
MTV Ska.
Yeah, they had MTV Ska. It was black and white.
It started out like that, yeah, and then that just turned into reruns of the reality shows that were on MTV1.
Oh God.
Wow.
Like if you ever missed like an episode of Road Rules, well, don't you worry, it's coming back. For you.
Would thank God because I love Road Rules.
The Real World.
It's like early, shows like that.
Yeah, that came even before Survivor, right? It's kind of considered your first big reality TV show. Maybe there's a Big Brother.
Road Rules was ultimately the same thing, but like a camper or something.
Yeah, they traveled around the country doing like challenges and stuff.
Oh, so they had. It wasn't just them living together.
Correct. They had like an RV.
It was like 5th grade field day, but they put a bunch of
make
like
do
college
stuff.
kids in it.
Yeah.
But like the Real World guys, they got to sleep like in a cool house, and the Road Rules was like the Real World, but you had to sleep on the ground.
Yeah, man. Yeah, fuck yeah.
That sums it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so Celebrity Deathmatch came out in 1998. Wow. 98, which is crazy because I'm thinking about it now and I'm like, oh yeah, I was like, how old was I in 1998? I'm like, oh shit, I was like 11 or 12 when it came out. I'm like, fuck, I was their target demographic. I was loving it because I was like the MTV kid, you know? I'm like, I know what's going on.
Give it up for the MTV kid.
Yeah. That's me, MTV kid. And so it's just like, you know, you're like, oh, who was their target demographic? It was me. I was like loving it. I'm like, I was the Tom Green kids. I was like watching that shit nonstop.
Oh man, it kind of reminds you of the time and place where like this was shit that people were talking about. This was the thing that celebrity that was what that was or that was
the time like of the immediate.
It was all the popular people of that time, and I think why people loved that show though is because like people have such a deep fascination with celebrities. But they also have like a deep fascination with like taking those celebrities down.
Yeah,
so like just watching them like kick each other's ass and like rip each other's spines out. Like there was like a weird, like someone who created that show hit that perfect cross section of like our obsession with celebrities, but also our obsession with like taking them down a peg or two.
I'd say about like 35% of like the quips, the Nick Diamond, Johnny Gomez, like the things that they would say went totally over my head because it's just like. Just things that like these people are getting clowned. They're just getting straight clowned in the ring,
and it was
by
edgy,
these announcers, and I don't get the joke.
It was the edgy '90s before Y2K, before the Mayan calendar. We used to have a different standard for what was shocking, and
you had Mariah Carey kicking Jim Carrey right in the nuts.
Like we had
we're bullies wrong.
But I think you're onto the same thing that I think really onto something. I think the timing of it is that's why it worked. Like what else is on MTV? It's Total Request Live, Carson Daly. It's the fucking Backstreet Boys and all this. It's all corporate music, right? And like some people, it's almost like it was a nod. Because you had MTV Cribs, right? Like this, you had Pimp My Ride. This was This was a time where, like, if you were rich, you were just waving your dick in everybody's face, and people were like,
"Well, it was also like a time of like a lot of that rage. Like there was a lot of rage. Like, people were angry, and there was rage. I mean, Woodstock '99 is only a year later.
Oh yeah, totally.
And like that's like the tipping point of like the young like. White male rage, like I gotta break stuff and listen to Limp Bizkit, watch Celebrity Deathmatch, and
this is like the last pre 9/11. Like it was really something. Like
it was sort of a nod to people who like got into MTV for Beavis and Butthead, people who were like, oh, I like music videos, and then it's all this shit now. And I think that's part of why it worked is people were like, I'm so fucking sick of these stupid celebrities that were watching their stupid houses and their pimped out cars. And we get, so for like a half an hour, we get to see...
will forever be the real one.
That and like the Clay, it's like, it's got that subversion, right? Where like, it's like Rankin Bass, but also it's Mortal Kombat. It didn't have to be the best show ever made. It didn't even have to be that funny. I think it was just something cathartic.
MTV was the catalyst for like the glorification of celebrities in the way that we kind of, because like we've always glorified celebrities, but like MTV like really took it to this like pioneering level where like we were seeing the insides of their home, we were seeing their cars, like we were getting to see celebrities on levels that we had never seen before.
To see their cereal choice.
Yeah, this is before Twitter too. This is back before it was even accessible. They still had that
voyeurism.
There was still voyeurism. There was still mystique
and for what
about it. No, that was all I got.
I was gonna say for what it's worth too. It just popped into my head. It's like all of that stuff is so painfully true. Like that's like a palpable thing. But another thing is too, without having social media, where like the vast majority of people don't have a voice about anything, and now you do. You don't have to be. You could just be popular or known just for typing shit on Twitter or whatever. But like this is before all of that. I mean,
there was a sense of powerlessness, I think.
Definitely, but like across the board, which made that anger even more palpable or whatever like that. But like it was really like, I'm not saying anything's brilliant here.
It tapped into something, which is why people watched it.
Definitely, right? And on top of it all, it's like it made watching it an experience too of like, you couldn't even really imagine that some of the stuff they were talking about happened at the same time this freaking show was on. But it really was. Obviously, it was. But like, it's pretty wild to think about.
But like, why claymation as your medium? Like, to me, that is like the most like arduous, like setting all that up and like moving the things, like to make just a single match of this show must have taken so much time and effort. And I'm like, but for that,
right? You got to imagine people just lovingly and painstakingly moving like the bone and like the
setup and movement,
you know, the flattened head and stuff. And it's like, this was gonna be so cool, and you watch it, you're like, that's not cool at all. It's not like it was, but it was like violent.
3 hours doing like 6 seconds of.
Honestly,
the idea of like, we're just gonna kill all these celebrities. Like,
this has nothing to do with Celebrity Deathmatch, but I need to say this. I gotta get it out of my brain right now. I remember back around the time, not even so much of like my own thinking or whatever, but people saying you couldn't wear red hats because like it just so much looked like Fred Durst, even if it was forward.
Especially if it was a Yankees hat,
but like
the red Yankees hat.
Sure, but even period, like people would just talk about how he like stole the red hat. You know what I mean? So you don't want to wear. Even my friends talk about seeing themselves in the mirror. You know, white face, red hat, they're out. You know what I mean? But dude, Donald Trump took it back.
Make Limp Make Limp Bizkit popular again.
Make America break stuff again.
He's fucking doing it.
I'm like a chainsaw.
Make Nookie great again.
And you know, like, you got me thinking too, like, why would they do claymation? But if you think about like that era, think about the 90s, right? Like animation, like Newground, like having Newground with animation was a big deal. You had The Simpsons, which was like, this is a cartoon for adults.
There was like claymation.
Toy Story
was like
came out somewhere around 95, 96. So you got Pixar stuff is taken off now.
And so like, while that's like, you know, that's like computerized at CG, but it's like it's close to clay, right? If you were to like compare it to anything else, it would be clay.
Sure.
So like, I think it's just like why use clay? Well, at the time it was topic, it was hot.
Think about the shift in video games too. Like everything was about graphics. Like in the early 90s, you had like Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis.
Yeah, of course.
And
when I was
everything was designed to look like video games, right? It was like the sprites that they use, and all of a sudden PlayStation comes along, you got polygons, and you got the Sega Saturn and the Atari Jaguar. Remember the Atari Jaguar? They used to have it at Leech Mirrors. So I have two questions that I think will help us with what we want to do with this. The first is, what is that rage now? What is the thing in the culture right now that is what everybody's latching onto? And second, who do we fucking hate? Who do we hate that we want to watch kill each other? We the culture. Like, we the people, man.
You know what's what I was about to say.
But also us, because we're the ones doing it.
You know, sure, but like there's so much is so split. I just have all this crazy.
But
like,
I guess what I mean is, who do we
ideas to make?
Like, I think we've
everybody hate. No,
I think we've.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I think culture. I think like our culture has always hated like the wealthier classes, like the millionaires and the billionaires. Yeah. I just don't think there's ever been a time where they're actually vilified so much when we're like we're trying to assassinate them or actually assassinating them.
And that
that's what I'm saying is like, who do we hate? I think society as a whole fucking hates millionaires and billionaires.
Sure.
Because there's time where they're like, no, they're fine. They're fine. Now it's like, no, we're gonna kill them.
The other thing
Free
is
Luigi.
That's our dude over there. Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, is that I think is a really interesting point that goes with why we wanted to see celebrities kill each other in this weird primal kind of cathartic way. Is back then nobody knew who the rich people even were. You know, they were busy selling you heroin and telling you getting your doctor to prescribe you heroin, saying it's not addictive.
Ted Turners and you see some, but like not the way
people Captain Planet villains.
Yeah, exactly. But you're right. You don't see it the way that you see it now.
Right. Back then, that was who we had.
Ted Turner owned WCW, so I was like, I don't hate Ted Turner. He's giving me fucking the NWO.
One good
Didn't
thing
he also own MTV? Didn't he also own? Because it was all Viacom.
No idea.
Oh,
Because I think TNT, I could be wrong, I think TNT, VH1, MTV, Comedy Central, Cartoon Network were all under that Viacom umbrella, at least at one point.
Maybe.
I might be wrong about one or two of those.
But yeah, so like that's my take. I'm like, if we're gonna pick who do we hate right now as a society as a whole, I think it's like the millionaires and billionaires, right? We've always hated it, but like you're saying, it's never been more obvious who's pulling strings.
We used to take it out on the celebrities because to us that was the people who like flaunted
The
their wealth in
excess,
front of
yeah.
you, right?
Yeah.
That was what we saw. Those are the bad. Those are
Celebrities
the rich people who
are
keeping us down.
poor in comparison.
Exactly.
Celebrities are closer to us than they are to the ultra wealthy.
Right.
As far as money goes,
Yeah,
I didn't know what the
absolutely.
CEO of Goldman Sachs' fucking name was in
I
the
thought his
90s.
name was Goldman Sachs.
The greatest ska musician of all time.
It's Brassman Sachs.
Oh my god! I just had a turtle into my hoodie. Holy shit!
But
Yo, you said it. You said you were gonna get me to laugh as loud as I could. I just did it. I just had a turtle. Holy shit! My hair tie came out and everything.
Oh
You
my
fucking
God.
ruined
you got
it.
him good.
my hair.
Oh no! Do it again, Daddy.
I think 2008 was a big part of that because like that's where the stock market crashed. That's where
The housing market crashed in 2008 too.
That's what, yeah, like,
Oh, yeah.
kind of all along with it. But yeah, the housing market
The
crashed.
bubble.
And the way that everything, and the .com bubble happened around the time that Celebrity Deathmatch was out. So part of it was there was a palpable hatred of the rich. But
Sure.
you didn't like, it wasn't like you had all this information in front of you. Nobody was, just like they don't report on who these people are now on like, you know, your cable news channels or whatever. They weren't really like out there putting their names out there. That's why you had like the really rich people, like the old money people, right? Like the Walton family or like the Rothschild family or the
Rockefellers.
Rockefellers. Like those people, you don't know who they are. They dress like they're normal people. They don't drive like Lamborghinis, or at least not like to work. You know, like they might have one when like they hang out with Jay Leno or some shit, but like, because he had all those cars. But
True. Yep.
but hey, because but like they you didn't know who they didn't want you to know who they were. The celebrities, they were new money, you know, like Gatsby and all the great
Very
Gatsby,
much so.
like,
Yeah, yeah. That's a good comparison.
or Elon Musk.
Genghis Khan.
Wasn't Elon
Genghis
Musk?
Khan
No.
versus the Dalai Lama.
Mux
It
wasn't.
should just be Elon Musk versus a random Redditor.
No, dude. It would be funnier.
And all Elon Musk does is sit there trying to make him like him the entire time.
It should be Elon Musk versus his own AI chatbot, Grok or Gronk or whatever it's
Yeah.
called.
Gronk.
So that's like the
and
intro.
it makes him kill himself.
It's the that's the intro
Like it does,
episode.
like the
Yo,
happen- yeah.
that's fucking brilliant.
Because you know the news story. I don't know if
I
you've
don't
seen the
know
story.
what you're
So there are
talking
news
about.
stories that AI models have actually like this has been
People
a whole
are
thing.
trying to befriend their AI models, and AI models they only tell you what you feed it, right? So these, you know,
Sure.
like specifically like teenagers, they're talking to these AI models and they're treating them like therapists, and it gets to a
And
point.
I've heard that. And I've heard.
And
yeah.
and so like again, they're only telling you what you want to hear because it's input
Right.
in, input out, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so there's been instances where like AI models have convinced like kids to kill themselves
Yeah,
because
exactly.
that's the solution, right, to a problem.
Yeah.
And
That's
and
what
they,
it was
they
designed.
have
It was what it was designed.
input in, input out.
Not
invalidating.
specifically that, but
Yeah.
but by answering the question in that
Right.
kind of
And it's
way.
a lot, you know, like I'm not the expert on this
yeah.
particular topic. I'm just familiar with it. So, like, obviously,
I have
please
heard
don't,
that.
please don't blow me up in the chats down below, you know, or the comments. I'm just passing on some
I'll
information.
be happy if anybody
and,
comments at all.
in layman's terms.
Please blow
comment-
him up in the
Please
comments.
comment your
I'm
favorite
commenting
AI
right now.
model. But anyway, I think that would be
Master
the very. You hit the nail on the head right there. The very first episode should be Elon Musk versus an AI model, where the AI
Versus-
model actually
yeah,
convinces him to kill himself.
I think that's great. I
And
think that's right on
You
the...
said it, and I was like, "Oh my god!" Like you could do this whole drawn out episode where I don't know, he's throwing money into the crowd to
needs-
try and buy some cheers because everyone's booing him, right? And then
Dude, that's so.
And everybody's
funny.
on their phone asking Grok if they should give him money, and it's like, no. And
And
then they're
for
making
real-
Kalshi bets on whether or not
yes,
the...
dude.
All of that is so celebrity deathmatch.
Right?
too.
It does feel like
I
it's
can
of a
hear
piece,
Nick
yeah.
Diamond saying that shit. You know what I mean?
Who do we get
get
to who's our host now? I feel like it should be like You know, because back then they had this. They were like like wrestling commentators. But I feel like that's changed.
Nah, fuck it.
Now it's like
we're going back to our girl. We're going back to our girl, Billie Eilish.
Back to Billie. It's Billie Eilish and Damon Wayans, who never have to work again after the success of Barack and Saddles.
Johnny Gomez.
But I feel like bringing in equivalents to that as well. Like you got your. You know how like the Paul brothers are like boxers now or some shit. Like, you know, you get to box now. I guess if you get enough.
I don't even know what they was before. I just know.
They had like
YouTubers.
I don't even know what their show was about. But were they streamers? Was that what it was?
A combination of the two. Yeah, live streamers, and they would just like put up YouTube shit. Just
garbage. Did they do pranks? They did prank. Were they like?
The Paul brothers are famous for going to the Japanese suicide force and filming.
I remember that story.
And filming themselves in the suicide force and actually seeing somebody who had hung themselves, and rather than like go and tell celebrity or like some the police or whatever, they just filmed it.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's like their big. Yeah, that was like what like really gave them the platform. It was because everyone knew about that, and now everyone got to see who they were.
That kind of like brought their name to.
So hard, dude.
Yep.
That shit is hard. They be hanging out on the stones and shit.
But that's the level of like celebrities that we've done now,
shame.
Right? We've put. Back in the 90s, we put celebrities on this pedestal when we got to go into their homes and see the shit. What we do now to create celebrities, because, like, to be 100% honest with you, kids are creating who the celebrities are now. It's not like TV.
So they put their attention.
Is a weird way that it's like the power has changed hands, but also it doesn't feel like there's really any more power that way.
Because, like, the biggest celebrity in the world right now is, like, iShowSpeed, who is a Twitch streamer, and I don't hate him, to be 100% honest with you, but you haven't, but he's like the largest streamer in the fucking world. He's more popular in the world than probably Donald Trump is, and I'm dead ass serious. And his whole thing is he travels around the world, and he's got this like boisterous character, and he like fucking barks at people, and he's weird, whatever. And then his whole thing is he just foot races people, and like the fastest person in your country, I want to foot race them, and like he does shit like that. But then like he also donates a fuck ton of money, and he brings like light to he was in Africa this winter, just like traveling every country and shit, and showing these like 12, 13-year-old kids like, Africa's not a desert. Africa's actually beautiful cities and shit.
He gave the African kids shoes that when they already had them.
Yeah, take those off. Put these on. But yeah. So the kids and like streaming platforms are what are putting who are creating celebrities. I've got a favorite fucking YouTuber, Ludwig, and he's fucking hilarious to me. So like,
it is true. Like
he's sponsored. He's a fucking YouTuber sponsored by Red Bull.
Like back in the day, it's like celebrities weren't even sold to us; they were just given to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to the people, it's like they put these people in front of you.
Yep.
No matter where they're from or who they're related to or what their talent is or lack thereof. These are the people. And now these people are deciding, we like this guy and we're going to Patreon, whatever, this guy and watch all this stuff.
SoundCloud and shit,
you know what I mean? And watch him go to Africa and race people and whatever.
Race people.
And foot race people.
He's an e-racist.
It's like it's Tokyo Drift. Like
Nigeria. The culture of like who we pick as celebrities has changed.
He just went. He competed against all the Nigerian princes.
Because like now
you just had the Western Union and some money to enter. Like that's all.
And he was part of that. Fuck it, I'll do it. But like lost my train of thought, but I was just going back to like now, like if all of a sudden because the people, it's a weird way to say it, but like now that the people can pick who they want to be their champion of celebratorium, right? When all of a sudden there's this random ass person on the radio with a #1 song, you're like, who the fuck is this? It's just an industry plant. That's just, that is the record label
going,
whole thing about this is #1 now.
Plays being fake, like it's all bot generated for views.
Yep.
And so that's the thing too, is like,
who the fuck is this person on the red carpet? And you're like, oh, that's blah, 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 blah. And you're like, who?
Is it that, to jump off of that, is it that different? Like, we get to pick the shitty celebrity, but who's we? And like,
oh no, dude, yeah,
and I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing.
No, I know you're not. It's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I completely agree with you. Like,
because like you said, there's plants.
Yeah,
you know, it's still being fed to you. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm not picking these people at all. I completely
and are
agree
the kids
with you.
who watch
But
it even picking it? And it's hate views a lot of the time. It's like this shit is stupid. I want to see what this is about. They don't even like these people that they're watching half the time.
Absolutely right. It has shifted, but it's not exactly power to the people where we're voting for these people or anything remotely similar.
It's fucking Hunger Games with entertainment.
You're getting served ads no matter what you watch on
Half
these
the
platforms.
and just like you said, like half the people that are like making sure that these, whether they want to or not, making sure these people stick around are the haters.
Yeah, pretty much. But the feedback loop is even worse, I think, maybe than it used to be, because the desperation for attention is even worse. Like if your audience decides like, I don't like you anymore, you're done.
Yeah,
like that's it. Like your all your merchandising, your sponsorships, whatever, that's gone. Because if nobody's gonna buy it, they're not signing you for it. And so what it encourages, I think, is like celebrities to do crazier and crazier shit. Whereas at least before, like, that happened to a lot of celebrities, but you had a record deal. Someone's putting out another record. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna get back in the studio and focus on my music. You don't got you don't have any music. That's done. Like, your career depends on the whims of whoever's willing to click on your shit. And I think that it's a fake kind of democracy where like, people feel like it's been democratized.
I don't think
but
people
they're just
really feel that. I like not genuinely. Like you really don't have a say, and like even like to expand on what you were saying with cancel culture and stuff like that, dude. You could N-bomb yourself in 1 second out of existence. That woman on HGTV said "fart nigger" and lost her whole fucking show.
Oh my god! And then she went on what the fuck is Charlemagne has a podcast.
Oh yeah,
she went on Charlemagne and tried to like defend herself and try and say that she's like, no, I was trying to say fart knocker. And she was like I got the two like things confused. She's like, I was trying to say fart knocker, then I changed it halfway through, and I was trying to say like fucking.
You know what's
I don't know. She tried to say two things because they're like, why don't you just say like fart knocker or whatever? And she's like,
her lines got crossed. Her like.
Dude, that is probably true, but she definitely says nigger because that just came there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like she probably did it messed up. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
And I think that's.
I don't give a fuck what she says personally. That false democracy thing. There's definitely something to that. You know, like, and I think a lot of it is like, I think the thing is like, people in general, like a human condition kind of shit, just like believes their voice, their opinion to be so fucking loud and powerful, and now we just have to listen to it more. I don't know how much people are really thinking that individually it makes a difference, but we just have to fucking hear it and see it.
We give everyone
a voice. Even on social media comment sections and stuff like that. We got to hear people talking about it. We got to hear celebrities commenting about
shit that
random people.
How we're living too. Shit. And you hear celebrities, they're like, oh, it's never okay to do you have $1 billion? Like, get out of here, And like, who are you to tell me like? And I think people resent that. I think people feel like they have to say more to fight back against that.
Oh, definitely.
But also, they're doing it in this way that I think I'm with you where you said individualized, where I think that's exactly it, where everybody's worried about their own individual identity. I want to be seen, I want to be heard, but nobody's like, you can't get anything done unless you're all talking, you're all getting on the same page.
I was just saying, like, everybody's so set in their ways. It's like,
and they're unwilling to break that,
Yeah.
For sure, and I think even so, like, I've always found that, not always, but like for a while, like the last, I don't know, social media 15 years or whatever like that, to be kind of fucking excruciating. But now with like my daughter and Rose's kids and like dealing with like you're like the kids that grew up with never not having a social media like a voice or being around people that are even a little older than them. It's like they never didn't have that.
Yeah. You make a good point though. Like it's like kids these days, like they don't have they've never had.
They've never not had the voice and not been around where like they just think it matters so much. And like it's one thing I struggle with raising the kids is like letting them know like. You know, I try to do all the shit to make them feel special and to appreciate them for who they are. But I gotta remind them, like, you ain't that motherfucking special.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, your voice is not that fucking important. I don't mean to me.
You're
I mean
a community member. You're not
the world.
like,
Right.
You know, like, I think that's an important lesson to learn.
And we all came up with music, local music. We came up with punk rock and shows. Like, we learned community from what we did as 100%. Kids. I feel like that's lost on a lot of people. And I'm not trying to, like, break an arm jerking myself off about that. I'm just saying, like, but that's something we did that we put that work in because we wanted to build something, and I feel like a lot of like you said, like you want your kids to feel special, but you got to remind them of that. But then but the economy of their like friends, like it used to be, you want to fit in, right? You got to go, you got to have I got made fun of because I didn't have Nikes and shit like that.
Sure.
And like now, I feel like it's the opposite, where you have to you have to be individualized, you have to be special, or you're nothing. Like the whole economy depends on you drawing attention to yourself.
That's really interesting.
Where before it was just to blend in.
Yeah, definitely.
Blending in, like there's no monetization. There's no fame.
Yeah.
There's no like. It's all about you. It's all about who you are and you being seen for.
I think a lot of that for the younger kids would feel excruciating to feel fit in.
I'm gonna quit the show if we don't have Elon Musk's
I like where we're going with that
versus his AI chatbot.
So I was thinking for a minute when I'm backing up to when we were talking about time and place, claymation, and all this stuff, and like how perfect that was. It's like it's another one of these situations, like sort of like how Blazing Saddles was. Why the hell are we gonna reboot this for like what it is? Was probably so perfect, but what else could we do different? And now I'm thinking about when he was just talking about this Elon. So I was like, and I don't know that this is a good idea, but I was thinking it's like, what else could we do that would be like of the time now?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? A reason to reboot. What if it wasn't clay? What if it was all AI? You know what I mean? So like, and it really looked like these people was getting ripped the fuck apart.
Like
it really looked like.
What was that thing that had the realistic videos where like people were making like Disney characters like fuck each other and stuff?
That deep fakes and shit like that, or
was it the?
Well, that was the original one. That
I just saw the South Park episode about
Celebrity
it.
Sora was like the big AI video, like thing where you could like. You could consent to them having your video and audio, which I'm a fucking idiot, and I did. Alcohol is a crazy drug.
Uninformed consent. What if it became...
I could have you two fuck.
What if it became...
I could have the three of you fuck.
What if it was just by consensus? What if people are fed up enough by AI, right? Where AI is just kind of... Like, people have had it, right? Because they're tired of the data set. People have burned the data centers. Like, they've taken that. We don't want AI anymore. We're going to make our own entertainment, and we're going to make you do it for us. So it's like a Twitch stream where people are like, no, let's have him kill him. You know, like, and you just throw... So it's like a reverse Running Man, kind of. That should be the tagline. We tried to save democracy, and we fucked it up. Like, or we tried... Like, we saved democracy, and it sucks, you know.
Demolishing democracy.
Democracy now. Democracy never. Like it's
right. Because what was it? Apocalypse Now was democracy never.
I think there's something to that where it's by consensus, but there is no such thing as consensus anymore. Everybody's got to be seen. Everybody's got their own side hustle going on. Everybody's got their own bets they made. So even though it is ostensibly a democracy where everybody gets to all collectively like make these decisions, sharing it, nobody's interested in collectivism anymore. Nobody cares about working together. Everybody's just out for getting the most attention they can. Well, that's where we go from there. So we know that we've established this all happens.
Yeah.
Who are our characters? Whose point of view do we want to take through something like this? So okay. Well, no, it could be. So our main character...
I know!
So Nick Diamond's our main character. He is the host of Celebrity Deathmatch. And...
he's laid off.
We've been given a quick brief...
He's retired.
He was. He was, but he lost all of his money because he bet a bad Kalshi bet, and they brought him back to host it.
Nick
like
Blood Diamond.
That's how they. That's how he got out of having to be in the death match himself. Is they were like, we love our nostalgia. Like we'll bring you back because it's amusing. So, or maybe not. Maybe he was in on it, and maybe he was part of whatever built this, and now we get to see him go from this guy who's cynical. Maybe that's his arc, right? Sure. He starts as the cynical host. I'm making money. This is great, and also I don't care about these people, right? Like these people are bad. Let's let them fight. But maybe the arc of the movie is he starts seeing kind of the cruelty that's really at the core of it. He starts seeing that the people who are demanding these fights start to look not that much different from the people they're making fight. That maybe we all just became the monsters, Like, maybe we're all the celebrities in the death match, I feel like that was like the friends we made along the way, kind of way of putting it.
Right,
but,
yeah.
We are doing the old school set. We're gonna have an actual televised, broadcasted, advertised celebrity death match, and this is the first one in 20 years, right? Elon Musk versus his AI chatbot Grok, and the robot convinces Elon Musk to kill himself, and it happens, and the crowd's mortified, and there's fucking blood and viscera everywhere.
It's celebrity deathmatch. He reaches down his throat and he rips his own spine out of his...
And then we're getting ready for the second match, right? A bunch of fucking TikTok influencers and Twitch influencers and Kick influencers and YouTube influencers are all coming down. The four pillars of the internet, every corner of the arena, and they're like, all right, fam, hey chat, for 1,000 likes, I want to jump the barrier. For 4,000 galaxies, I'll do this, whatever, and they're all doing it. Kind of like zombies in like a World War Z type city. There's just so many of them. They're overwhelming, and the match is about to start, and you got our boy Diamond over here who's kind of freaking out. He's like, wait, what are they doing? We're doing security can't contain them anymore. We got Johnny's like, whoa, what's happening here? Whatever. They're freaking out because the sanctity of the match, the sanctity of the arena is being destroyed. All these YouTubers are getting in the ring, and they're all just trying to get their 5 minutes of fame. And so we have Nick, who's like pulling off his tie, and he's like, what happened? What happened to media? What happened to us? And he's like, just shut it down. We see Nick, and he's just like kicking a can down the street. And so, and he's having these flashes. He's like, who was in that ring down there? Who was one of the kids live streaming? It was his son, Nick Jr. And he's thinking to himself, I failed myself. I could have reached out more. Time goes on, and he's just trying to connect with his son, and he's resharing, he's retweeting all of his shit, right? And that's what gets him into some kind of trouble, because what he is retweeting is some hateful ass shit. Maybe it's a swastika, right? He's thinking that it's a Buddhist symbol. Yeah, he's experiencing, he's exploring religion. He's like, my son, he's an open-minded kid. He's just, he's troubled right now, whatever. And so this is what causes him to kind of start this downward spiral where his career has been flushed down the drain. His relationship with his kids being flushed down the drain. His public image is being flushed down the drain. And this is where, like, his breaking point happens. Right, so he's finally like, what was when I was the best? When was I the best? We have all these like vignettes, these mental flashbacks of like Marilyn Manson killing the Hanson brothers, right? You got the Spice Girls killing off the Backstreet Boys, right? And he's like, that's what we were the best. He's like, I need to get back to that.
Around this time when he's seeing what's going on, and he's, he reposted whatever, but like he's disgusted by all these clowns in the ring with their phones and stuff like that. It's the definition of celebrity that's pissing him off, and he wants to have his own sanctioned celebrity death matches where to him real celebrities are fighting these like influencers and YouTubers and stuff like that.
So there's a get off my lawn element to this.
Yeah. Sort of like, well, like let's even allow like even like celebrities that are like the Paris Hiltons and the Kardashians and people with. And he wants to arrange it so they fight to the death and kill me.
So here we go. So there's what happens. So Nick is so disgusted with the fact, with the rising of all of these random ass micro celebrities, right? They're just a flash in the pan. So he goes and he reorganizes and he reorchestrates and he rebuilds the actual celebrity deathmatch, and he invites all of these people that his son would know, right?
Right.
And it's like, oh, it's him and it's I Show Speed, but it's Nick going, no, we need to have him versus Leonardo DiCaprio. It's like,
yes.
why? You wouldn't think those two match up, right? It's
yes.
old versus new, but it
so
also
it's a generational conflict now, not
right.
just a
but
celebrity.
you think that it would be a fair fight. It's not. Nick's in control of all of this now, and he's the one pulling the levers that drop the fucking ceiling lights.
He's trying to make a point. Even outside of generational though, like even if like you have your like, you know, your Billie Eilish, your Olivia Rodrigo, those are real celebrities to him.
Yes.
And
yep.
not Mr. Beast.
Exactly. And so that's exactly what it is. Mr. Beast is the final boss of the streamers. We're constantly doing this. We're going through this battle where Nick is pitting, internet streamers versus actual real world celebrities, and one by one, they're all of the streamers are just dying. He's killing them off. And then it comes down to Mr. Beast versus Nick. Maybe it's established early on like a Mortal Kombat ladder, and and Nick Jr. shows up. He owns all of the Kalashi coin. And he knew it from like day one when he picked up on something about the Grok versus Elon fight, where he was like something about that was rigged.
Yeah,
he knew never to bet against his dad. No, wait, that's it. No, wait, this is a for real thing. I swear. Miss Rachel versus Mr. Beast. Miss Rachel is organically popular because of like YouTube,
and even children are kind of torn because like they don't even know if they think that is Mr. Beast deserve to be a celebrity or is Ms. Rachel.
But also the parents are the millennials that are allowing their babies right to watch that, and the in-betweeners is the Mr. Beast generation.
You have some people that have already grown up with her, and like and now they're growing into like this life where you have your Mr. Beast. You just have like these like actual like strong feelings about something, and now like you're almost forced to choose.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. One of them's gonna die.
I have to give
people have to care about something.
But so like a perspective shift, like a cultural perspective shift, like what this means to people, what it means to. It's kind of perfect. Those two people.
We as the millennials have to pick and choose now, right? Do we keep Miss Rachel because we're allowing our children to watch it and she's a babe, or do we go do we try and like keep punk rock alive but like go with Mr. Beast against
it's
everything?
It's almost like an election in its own way.
For
right?
sure.
Like,
it's almost democracy.
Dude, it is very much. You're talking about like making the moves in like
Twitch plays.
But you said the left and the right were even, and then the A was something like the A button was something else, and total anarchy. I'm like, how poetic is that? That the left and right are split and then anarchy
wins. Yep.
It does, because it really doesn't matter who wins and who dies. That's not the point.
The people trying to agree on like the commands, figure it out, but we don't see how it ends. It's almost there. Like people are hitting the buttons. The bell rings. Mr. Beast and Miss Rachel look at each other. Black.
Like that. What a fucking cliff.
Like what do they choose? It is up to us what kind of a future we wind up living in. Yeah, we don't have to give people that answer because we don't know that answer
I'm
either.
Sold, dude.
I'm fucking sold.
I'll buy that.
I mean, what else? What are horns for if not for Scott? Nope, that's it. Nope. What do you think they were invented for?
Rock and roll, nigga? You ever heard of it?
Yeah.
You ever heard? Have you ever heard of any rock band with a three-piece horn section? All of them have a drum roll. That shit fucking rocks.
That's by definition all ska bands.
And that's cute. That's cool.
Listen, you're the musician. I'm the musician or musical connoisseur.
Yeah,
and I'm the one with the ears. All right, I'm the one who tells you what music is. And if Bruce Springsteen's got horns, guess what?
Bruce Springsteen's a ska band now.
If
Bruce Scotsteen.
Pick it up.
If Bruce Springsteen has horns, so doesn't he just turn into Bruce Hornsby in the range?
That's gotta be what it is.
Right? Yeah. I think
I'm almost.
Yeah. Other notable
about
bands.
Bruce.
Anything.
Bruce Hornsby in the range.
Ska.
They
Dude,
we're back on Scott. All right.